Have you ever wondered, what if there was a single fighter jet that could replace an entire fleet of different aircraft, from air superiority fighters, ground attack bombers, to even carrier-based jets? What would that look like? That was exactly America's ambitious vision when they created the F-35 Lightning II, a jet advertised as the most advanced combat aircraft in the world. A machine that can vanish from enemy radar, unleash a deadly arsenal, and more importantly, function like a flying supercomputer, linking every force together in modern warfare. But along with the praise came endless controversies. The F-35 has been called the most expensive weapons program in human history, costing trillions of dollars. Many experts argue that the F-35 is too slow, too complex, and at times even branded it as a flashy failure. So what is the truth? Is the F-35 really the lightning bolt in the sky, as advertised, or just a money-burning project? Why do so many nations, from America's closest allies to rising technological powers, still want it, despite all the criticism? In today's video, we're diving deep into the story of the F-35 Lightning II, from its history of development, the cutting-edge technologies inside, its role on the battlefield, and even some thrilling comparisons with rivals like the F-22 Raptor, Russia's Su-57, and China's J-20. So, let's find out, does the F-35 truly deserve the title of the most powerful fighter jet in the world? Or is it just another myth built by American hype? To understand why the F-35 was created, we need to go back to the end of the Cold War. At that time, the United States possessed a massive air fleet with many different aircraft. The F-16 Fighting Falcon specialized in both air combat and ground attack, the F/A-18 Hornet for the Navy, the AV-8B Harrier with its vertical takeoff and landing capability, and the legendary A-10 Thunderbolt II, famous for close air support. On paper, it sounded impressive. But in reality, maintaining and operating so many different aircraft types drove up maintenance costs, complicated logistics, and placed an ever-growing burden on the U.S. defense budget. That's why, in the early 1990s, the Pentagon set an ambitious goal: to find one single fighter jet that could replace multiple aircraft at once. This project was named JSF, the Joint Strike Fighter. The idea was simple yet bold: one common aircraft platform, but customizable into different variants to meet the needs of the Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps. Two aerospace giants soon entered a fierce competition: Boeing with its X-32 prototype, and Lockheed Martin with the X-35. For years, they went head-to-head in grueling tests: stealth capability, flight performance, and the ability to take off from aircraft carriers or land vertically. In 2001, Lockheed Martin emerged victorious. The X-35 officially became the foundation for the F-35 Lightning II. The name, Lightning, was chosen as a tribute to the legendary P-38 Lightning of World War II. From the start, the U.S. envisioned the F-35 as the backbone of 21st century air power, not just for itself but also for export to NATO allies and key strategic partners. That's why the program was designed from the ground up as an international effort, with countries like the UK, Italy, Canada, Australia, the Netherlands, Norway, and Denmark involved early on, later joined by Japan, South Korea, Israel, and others. However, problems soon followed. Trying to build one jet that could meet every military branch's unique requirements proved to be extremely complex. The three variants, the F-35A for the Air Force, the F-35B for the Marines with vertical takeoff and landing, and the F-35C for carrier operations, all needed different design tweaks. This skyrocketed development costs. Today, the total cost of the F-35 program has exceeded $1.7 trillion, making it the most expensive weapons project in human history. But in return, the US gained a fifth-generation fighter packed with cutting-edge technology, and perhaps more importantly, a symbol of air power dominance in the modern era. If there's one phrase to describe the F-35 Lightning II, it would be this: a supercomputer with wings. Because more than just a fighter jet, the F-35 was designed as a flying technology platform, a machine that integrates the very best of modern military aviation. The first and most obvious feature is its stealthy shape. The entire airframe of the F-35 is built with optimized aerodynamics to minimize radar reflection. Straight edges, carefully angled surfaces, and a special radar absorbent coating make the F-35 almost disappear from enemy radar screens. In modern warfare, this advantage is critical, because the rule is simple: whoever sees first, wins first. Next, we look at the cockpit, simplified yet incredibly advanced. Instead of hundreds of physical switches like in the F-16 or F/A-18, the F-35 pilot faces one giant touchscreen, like flying with a military-grade iPad. All information, radar, sensors, weapons data, is fused and displayed here. This drastically reduces the pilot's workload and allows full focus on the mission. But the true technological heart of the F-35 lies in its sensor fusion system. The jet is equipped with an array of cutting-edge sensors, an AESA radar capable of detecting and tracking multiple targets at once. The DAS, Distributed Aperture System, a network of 6 infrared cameras placed around the aircraft, giving full 360-degree vision. With this, the pilot can literally see through the aircraft via the advanced helmet display. The EOTS, Electro-Optical Targeting System, for precision guidance of missiles and bombs, accurate down to the meter. All this data is fused by a central computer and projected directly onto the pilot's helmet visor. This is the technology that makes people say, flying the F-35 feels like playing virtual reality at supersonic speed. There's no traditional HUD anymore. Everything from speed, altitude, to incoming missile alerts is projected right before the pilot's eyes. The engine is another marvel. The Pratt & Whitney F-135 is one of the most powerful jet engines ever built, generating over 43,000 pounds of thrust. The F-35B variant even adds a unique lift fan system, enabling vertical takeoff and landing, a rare engineering achievement. On top of that, the F-35 also comes with electronic stealth. Its advanced electronic warfare suite can jam enemy radar, mislead air defense systems, and even launch cyber-like attacks against hostile networks. In other words, the F-35 isn't just a jet, it's also a hacker in the sky. Combine all these elements, and the result is a truly multi-dimensional combat platform, stealthy against radar, powerful in information gathering, deadly in precision strikes, and fully networked with allied forces on the battlefield. After learning about its design and technology, many of you are probably wondering, just how powerful is the F-35 on paper? Let's take a look at the impressive technical specifications of this Lightning. First, its size. The F-35 measures about 15.7 meters in length, has a wingspan of 10.7 meters, and stands nearly 4.4 meters tall. Its empty weight is around 13 tons, while maximum takeoff weight reaches 31.8 tons. That's as heavy as a large truck, yet it can still fly at supersonic speeds. When it comes to power, all three variants of the F-35 use the Pratt & Whitney F-135 engine, an incredibly powerful jet engine that generates up to 43,000 pounds of thrust. Thanks to this, the F-35 can reach a top speed of about Mach 1.6, or roughly 1,930 km per hour. It's not as fast as legends like the F-22 Raptor, Mach 2.25, but it makes up for it with superior stealth and electronic warfare capabilities. As for range, the F-35A, the Air Force version, has a combat radius of about 1,100 kilometers, and a maximum range of 2,200 kilometers with external fuel tanks. This allows it to strike deep into enemy territory without needing frequent aerial refueling. Now, about weapons payload. In stealth mode, the F-35 can carry about 2.6 tons of weapons internally, but when stealth isn't required, it can mount additional weapons on external hardpoints, raising the total payload to 8 tons, comparable to a light bomber. On the electronics side, the jet is equipped with the APG-81 ESA radar, capable of tracking dozens of targets at once, both in the air and on the ground. Combined with the 360-degree DAS and the advanced EOTS targeting system, the F-35 practically has all-seeing eyes over the entire battlefield. Finally, the F-35 is optimized for data connectivity and battlefield integration. With Link 16 and MADL, Multifunction Advanced Data Link, it can share intelligence in real time with other units, effectively turning the F-35 pilot into an airborne commander, not just someone pressing a missile launch button. In short, with its compact size, powerful engine, optimized stealth, and unmatched sensor suite, the F-35 is not just a multi-role fighter jet, it's a flying information hub, where data, firepower, and technology converge. If the F-35 were a predator in the sky, then its weapon system would be the claws and fangs that make it lethal. At first glance, the jet looks smooth and compact, not as aggressive as an F-15 or Su-35, but beneath that sleek design lies an arsenal capable of turning it into a nightmare for any opponent. The first unique feature is its internal weapons bay. Unlike older fighters that hang missiles and bombs externally, the F-35 hides most of its firepower inside the fuselage. This design preserves its stealth profile during combat. In stealth mode, the jet can carry about 2.6 tons of weapons internally, enough to strike targets without exposing itself to enemy radar. So, what exactly can the F-35 carry? For air-to-air combat, its primary weapon is the AIM-120 AMRAAM, with a range of up to 160 kilometers, allowing the F-35 to take down enemy aircraft long before they get close. It can also deploy the AIM-9X Sidewinder, a short-range missile famous for its look-and-shoot capability, perfect for intense dogfights. For air-to-ground missions, the jet becomes a precision strike assassin. It can drop JDAMs and small-diameter bombs, SDBs, which are compact but highly destructive, accurate to within just a few meters. A single F-35 can carry up to 8 SDBs, enough to wipe out an armored column or a fortified air defense site. When tasked with destroying hardened bunkers, the F-35 can carry the GBU-31 30-seconds bunker buster bombs, weighing up to 900 kilograms, capable of penetrating reinforced concrete shelters. And in naval strike missions, it can unleash the AGM-158 CLRASM, a long-range anti-ship missile with a range of over 500 kilometers and advanced stealth features to evade enemy defenses. Some operators, such as the UK and Italy, are even integrating the Meteor missile, Europe's cutting-edge beyond visual range air-to-air weapon. With Meteor on board, the F-35 would gain a massive advantage over rival jets from Russia or China. And let's not forget, the F-35 is also armed with the GAU-22, a 25mm cannon, built into the F-35A or mounted in an external pod for the F-35B and F-35C. With only 180 rounds, it's limited in capacity, but in a close-range dogfight, just a short, accurate burst could be fatal. What truly makes the F-35's arsenal terrifying is not just its power, but its intelligence. Thanks to advanced sensor fusion and onboard computing, pilots can track multiple targets, select the best weapon, and strike with pinpoint accuracy in any condition, day or night, clear skies or storm. And when stealth is no longer necessary, the F-35 can load up to 8 tons of weapons by using external hardpoints, essentially transforming into a flying bomb truck capable of overwhelming an entire battlefield. In summary, the F-35 is not just a fifth-generation fighter. It's a flying arsenal, versatile, flexible, and deadly. Whether it's dogfighting in the skies, bombing ground targets, or hunting warships, the F-35 always has the right weapon to finish the job. If, on paper, the F-35 is a formidable war machine, then in reality it has already become the backbone of many air forces worldwide. To date, more than 1,000 F-35s have been produced, and the number is climbing rapidly, with final projections exceeding 3,000 aircraft over the coming decades. This makes it one of the most expensive weapons programs in human history, with development and lifetime operating costs estimated at $1.7 trillion. Naturally, the first nation to mention is the United States, both the creator and the largest operator of the F-35. The U.S. Air Force flies the F-35A, the Marine Corps operates the F-35B with vertical takeoff and landing capability, and the Navy fields the F-35C, designed for aircraft carriers. In numerous exercises, the F-35 has proven its dominance, often wiping out fourth-generation fighters like the Su-27, Su-30, or MiG-29 with overwhelming kill ratios. For the US, the F-35 is more than just a fighter jet. It's a global deterrence tool, securing unmatched air superiority in any conflict scenario. Among NATO allies, the United Kingdom stands out, deploying the F-35B from its carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth. In 2021, during a Pacific deployment, British F-35s flew their first combat missions against terrorist targets in the Middle East, proving their operational readiness. Italy and the Netherlands have also received their F-35s, phasing out their aging Tornado and F-16 fleets. In the Middle East, Israel has been one of the earliest and most effective operators. Nicknamed Adir, meaning mighty, Israel's F-35s are believed to have carried out multiple covert operations, striking targets in Syria and even flying over Iranian airspace. This makes the jet a strategic weapon, ensuring Israel maintains its absolute edge in the region. Across the Asia-Pacific, both Japan and South Korea have invested heavily. Japan not only operates the F-35A but is also acquiring the F-35B to deploy on its Izumo-class helicopter carriers, effectively transforming them into full-fledged aircraft carriers. South Korea, meanwhile, relies on its F-35 fleet as a frontline deterrent against North Korea, with the ability to infiltrate and destroy nuclear facilities in the opening strike of a conflict. Other countries have joined the F-35 club as well. Australia, Norway, Denmark, Poland, Finland, and more. For many, owning the F-35 is seen as a ticket to interoperability within the US and NATO's modern battle networks. One of the jet's greatest strengths in real-world deployment is its network-centric warfare capability. An F-35 squadron can simultaneously gather intelligence, share data in real time with naval fleets, ground forces, or even satellites, effectively acting as a battlefield command hub rather than just another fighter. Of course, the road hasn't been without bumps. The F-35 has faced challenges: high maintenance costs, readiness rates below expectations, and a handful of accidents. Yet despite these issues, demand continues to grow, simply because no other fighter offers the same blend of stealth, technology, and connectivity. In short, the F-35 has transcended being just another military project. It has become a symbol of global power. Any nation that fields the F-35 gains not only a shield of defense but also a spear of offense, a strategic advantage that is incredibly difficult to match. After hearing what the F-35 can do, many people might assume, this jet must be flawless, right? But in reality, no weapon system is ever perfect. The F-35 comes with remarkable strengths, but also a fair share of controversial weaknesses. Strengths first and foremost, the F-35's biggest advantage is its stealth capability. Thanks to radar-absorbing coatings, optimized aerodynamics, and internal weapon bays, its radar cross-section is said to be smaller than a golf ball. This allows it to slip through enemy air defenses and deliver a surprise strike, a priceless advantage in modern warfare. Second, the F-35 excels in sensors and data fusion. With DAS, EOS, and its AESA radar, the pilot has a full 360-degree view of the battlefield. On top of that, the onboard computer automatically processes and displays the information in the most intuitive way. Put simply, an F-35 pilot fights as if playing a video game with a full map unlocked, while the enemy is left stumbling in the dark. Third, the F-35 is a true multi-role aircraft. It can dogfight, strike ground targets, or even engage ships at sea. Instead of needing multiple specialized jets for different missions, one F-35 can do it all. This flexibility reduces long-term operating costs and gives militaries far more versatility. Fourth, the F-35's network-centric warfare capability turns it into a flying command center. Beyond firing missiles, it can share intelligence with allies, coordinate with drones, warships, and even ground forces. For many nations, owning the F-35 is essentially a passport to join the high-tech battlefield of the 21st century. Weaknesses: but the F-35 also comes with serious drawbacks. The most obvious, its price tag. A single F-35A costs around $80 million, not including maintenance. If you add lifetime costs, each jet could end up costing hundreds of millions. Second, the operating and maintenance costs are massive. The jet relies on a complex logistics system known as ALICE, later Odin, which has been plagued with technical issues. Even maintaining its stealth coating is expensive and time-consuming. At one point, the fleet's mission-capable rate hovered at just over 50%, quite low for a frontline fighter. Third, the F-35 is not the fastest or most agile jet out there. With a top speed of only Mach 1.6, it's slower than the F-22 Raptor or advanced 4.5 generation fighters like the Su-35. In a close-range dogfight, if it loses its stealth advantage, the F-35 could be at risk. Fourth, the program itself has been controversial from the start. It faced delays, massive cost overruns, and countless technical glitches. Even its futuristic $400,000 helmet-mounted display has been criticized by some pilots for showing errors in real combat conditions. Lastly, some experts argue that by trying to do everything, the F-35 doesn't excel in any single role. It's not as fast as pure air superiority fighters, can't carry as many bombs as bombers, and doesn't have the long range of strategic aircraft. Conclusion: in the end, the F-35 is both a dream and a nightmare. It represents the pinnacle of modern military technology, but also highlights the enormous financial and logistical challenges of fifth-generation warfare. For wealthy nations, the F-35 is the perfect ticket into the future of air combat. But for poorer countries, it remains an expensive dream just out of reach. When talking about the F-35 Lightning II, we simply can't avoid comparing it to other fifth-generation rivals. In this league, three names always come up: America's F-22 Raptor, Russia's Su-57, and China's J-20. Each jet has its own strengths, weaknesses, and design philosophy. F-35 vs F-22 Raptor, the younger brother and the older master. The F-22 Raptor is often called the king of the skies, entering service more than a decade before the F-35. Its biggest advantage lies in air-to-air dominance. A top speed of Mach 2, the ability to supercruise without afterburners, and extreme maneuverability thanks to thrust vectoring engines. In a close dogfight, the Raptor is nearly unbeatable. However, the F-22 is also too expensive and has been banned from export. Meanwhile, the F-35 may not be as agile, but it surpasses the Raptor in sensors, electronics, and multi-role flexibility. If the F-22 is a master swordsman, then the F-35 is more like a commander in the sky, fighting while also orchestrating the entire battlefield. F-35 vs Su-57, Western stealth vs Russian stealth. Russia built the Su-57 as its answer to America's fifth-generation fighters. On paper, it can reach Mach 2 and perform supermaneuvers that the F-35 simply can't match. It can also carry weapons both inside its bays and on external hardpoints, boosting firepower. But the Su-57's weakness lies in stealth technology. Despite Moscow's claims, its aerodynamics and radar-absorbing materials are considered less effective than those of the F-35. On top of that, the Su-57 exists only in very small numbers, with limited combat experience. By contrast, the F-35 has already surpassed 1,000 units in service worldwide, giving it a clear edge in real-world impact. F-35 vs J-20, the Lightning vs the Dragon, China's pride. The J-20 Mighty Dragon takes a different approach. It's larger than the F-35, optimized for long-range interception. With extended range and a spacious missile bay, the J-20 is designed to take out enemy AWACS and refueling aircraft, effectively blinding the entire system. The J-20's strength lies in its size and endurance, but its Achilles heel is the engine. For years, China relied on Russian imports, struggling to achieve stable performance. Its stealth capability is also questioned, particularly the nose and air intake design. Meanwhile, the smaller F-35 benefits from being fully integrated into the NATO ecosystem, with advanced support systems the J-20 has yet to match. Final comparison: each fighter was built with a different philosophy. F-22 Raptor, unmatched air superiority, but unavailable for export. Su-57, hyper-maneuverable and heavily armed, but weak in stealth and low in numbers. J-20, China's long-range strategic tool, but still clouded by technical uncertainties. F-35 Lightning II, not the fastest, not the most agile, but the most balanced, with cutting-edge electronics, unmatched connectivity, and overwhelming deployment numbers. So if the F-22 is the heavyweight champion boxer, the Su-57 is the acrobat showman, and the J-20 is a dragon still in the forge, then the F-35 is the general commanding the army. It doesn't need to fight one-on-one. It wins through coordination and dominance of the entire battlefield. So, we've just taken a full journey through the story of the F-35 Lightning II, from its history and design, to its strengths, weaknesses, and comparisons with rival jets. As we've seen, the F-35 is not a perfect fighter jet. It's not as fast as the F-22, not as agile as the Su-57, and doesn't fly as far as the J-20. But what makes the F-35 unique is balance and versatility. It's the first jet that truly turns a pilot into an airborne commander, where every piece of battlefield data is connected and shared in real time. In other words, the F-35 is more than just a weapon. It's a combat ecosystem. When one F-35 takes off, it is never alone. Behind it is an entire network of allies, drones, radars, missiles, and naval fleets, working together like a giant orchestra. Of course, this level of power comes with an enormous price tag. At hundreds of millions of dollars per unit over its lifetime, not every nation can even dream of owning it. But for those that do, the F-35 is more than an aircraft. It's a statement of power, proving that a nation has the resources, technology, and status to step into the era of modern warfare. So, back to our question, is the F-35 really the most powerful fighter jet in the world? The answer is, if you measure by multi-role capability, electronic dominance, and battlefield influence, yes, the F-35 stands at the very top today. It may not be the sharpest sword, but it is certainly the most formidable ace card. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon, so you won't miss our next deep dive into the world of military technology.